So the topic with which I am present here is time management. In this 21st century, in the age of science and technology, when with the help of gadgets and technology, we are progressing every moment. And the time has become a very important factor for everyone's life. Whosoever wants to progress in life must learn to manage his time. But this is the biggest problem, as although everyone accepts that there is a very much importance of time in his life, but they don't abide by its importance in practical way in his life. So through this presentation, what I am going to do is I want to have a self-talk with myself. I am not preaching anyone, rather I am teaching myself by auto-suggestion or self-talk that how I have to do the time management in my life. And before beginning this presentation, I would like to thank each and every contributor whose images, points and other intellectual property rights have actually helped me to learn from them. So now, moving further, time management. So when we talk about time, when we relate it with our life, then in practical way we can get many definitions of life, but the original one is that life is time. It is made up of either you can say years, you can say days, you can count it in hours, minutes, seconds or in moments. So these small units actually contributes together to make a life which is lived for years but without any meaningful event is not useful. And on the other way, a short life full of events is far better than a long life without events. Life is time. Those who love life should not waste it in laziness. So here we got to know a very important point, that is, life is time. And those who love life should not waste, means there is a factor which is called wasting of time, and the most important thing which comes in front of our eyes is laziness. So as you see the progressive graph here, like in the timeline, seconds, minutes, hours, days, years contribute to our life, and what actions we actually do in those moments makes our life, and it gives our life success or failure. Time is actually related with a lot of things, and when we talk about time management, before that we must understand that time is our most precious resource. People today in this world looks for some physical resource which they can see, they can touch. They are looking for tangible resources, but the most important resource we have got from the Almighty, from since we got birth on this planet, is time. And this is why it is said time is money. So while preaching, lots of people say time is money, time is money, time is money, but if someone asks them that you practice it in your life, so they simply deny, no, actually we just only say. So the thing which is very important is that whether we talk about various things related with our time management, goals, productivity, scheduling, manage processes, activities, skills, anything like success, efficiency, planning, like anything that will come from time management. So we have to go through it, we have to understand it, and we also have to do a self-talk with ourselves that yes, I want to understand it and I want to practice it in my life. So why do we need time management? So the very first thing is that if we will not manage our time, we will waste our time. So the first and the foremost thing is to save time. When we don't do work on time, it creates a stress. At a Kurt Lewin attention system in itself says that like whenever your work is not fulfilled, you get a tension, and that further takes part in the form of our life as stress. So when we do time management, we reduce our stress to function effectively. Like if a job is done, you can move to the next job comfortably with full attention and perfectly. But if it is not the case, then you can leave your efficiency and effectiveness. So time management is needed to function effectively, to increase our work output, to have more control over our job responsibilities. So if we are talking about job, it is not about only that job which we are doing in a company or anything. The job of our life each and everything whichever we are doing in our life is a job, and we must try to fulfill it in best possible way. So we need time management. But what this word particular came in between, like from dictionary.com, from a word which came from dictionary, it is procrastination, the act or habit of procrastinating or putting off or delaying, especially something requiring immediate attention. Like there are various things in our life which actually need immediate attention, but we try to delay them, we try to put them off, and this is how all of a sudden you will say that, oh, I got tested for my topic. But no, this is the very, very important point which actually comes between you, time and time management. That is procrastination. As a human being, we have got this innate habit. No, we cannot say like this. We have actually habitated it from our environment, and we actually decide that this is how we have to live life. But it is not right. When we talk about procrastination, you can see the image here. Like initially, you just put off your work for the next day, and the longer you wait, the worse it gets. And one day you say, maybe I should have started sooner. So the pile of work which comes in front of you gives you stress, anger, frustration, anxiety and failure. Another way of thinking of it is like, some people say that I am not a procrastinator, I am just extremely productive at unimportant things. They feel that they are investing their time somehow in somewhere, they are just busy somewhere, but actually whatever they are doing is just extremely productive at unimportant things. Those are not important things. Procrastination is the theme of time. It is the thief which is actually taking our time away from us. And when we know that our future is created by what we do today, not tomorrow, so why do we procrastinate? You can take an example of this image. In itself, it says 1,000 words. Like procrastination, I will find a picture for it later. So this is the way you can think that extreme of procrastination. Tomorrow is a term which actually comes every time when we think of procrastination. Like today, now, this moment. Actually, it got defeated when the term tomorrow comes. And this is a noun which in itself says a meaning, a mystical land where 99% of all human productivity, motivation and achievement is stored. You talk to anyone and you talk with him for anything, he or she takes you to a mystic land of tomorrow. But it is all in fantasy, not in reality. This is how we see that today we empty our bucket and we put it for tomorrow. So the next tomorrow is other day is also going to be a today. So what you will do next day? So this pile of work will keep on increasing and the pressure will keep on creating. If you imagine procrastination as a nation in itself, so you can see the flag. The flag is nil, population is 7 billion with most of the peoples, industry is none, exports are denial, guilt and justification. Like once you went to this nation, you will always deny, you will have a guilt, you will have always justification for various things. And the states of this procrastination is the napland where you keep on sleeping. Range of excuses, like as a Himalaya, as a mountain, you are having a lot of range for excuses. Solidarity, you are having a zone for game. Snack sector, eat. Serve site, where you go for virtual world, social media and anything. Doodle district, like various other things which you can doodle, you can go to them. Game zone, keep on gaming. And Iceland of get it done, which is far away from the reality of this nation of procrastination. And the time wasters actually are the first and the foremost things which actually leads our mindset to go to this idea of procrastination. What are these time wasters? Meetings. Actually now it is like in time, out of time, scheduled, spontaneous. Mails, private, business, commercial, bills, requests, flyers, news, checking news on various websites. E-life, like you are LinkedIn, Tumblr, various websites in which you are. Beeps, like lots of beeps comes of mails, tweets, e-blogs, invitations, SMSs. Telephones, like it works as a stimuli from personal, private, company and mobiles or anything. Chats, social media. These are the various main identified areas which you can consider as your time wasters. and it actually wastes your time. It put your time into dustbin. So one who is procrastinator looks like this. He is having a lot of works left to do, and the list is keep on going, and he feels frustrated. The outbounds or the nearby areas, the place where he lives, everything, everywhere, the reflection of his procrastinator nature can be seen. He will not be tidy, he will not be managed, the things will be here and there. This is how a procrastinator look like. He talks of, I am very busy doing things I don't need to do in order to avoid doing anything I am actually supposed to be doing. Like just busy in something which is not even needed, to just like give a like false satisfaction to one's personality that I am doing something, I am busy somewhere, but actually at the end of the day feeling that nothing is achieved. The sixth step of procrastination starts from a false security. You feel that I will definitely be like this in a comfortable position after doing this. Firstly, I will take a rest, I will accumulate energy, and then I will do this. Laziness. Then through laziness comes excuses, and through excuses comes state of denial, and then comes crisis, and this keep on repeating. It is a cycle of every moment, every minute, every second, every hour, every day, and it continues through life. So stop it from the very first step. False security, don't give. If you move to laziness, stop it. If you move to excuses, stop it. If you move to denial, stop it. If even first time you move to crisis, just stop it. Correct yourself. But if you will not correct yourself, you will go into a loop which will keep on moving, and you will find that no way to stop. Like a study which was conducted in 1992, 52% of students admitted to needing help to avoid procrastination. So it is 2015. You can think of it, that in the world of social media, how many students are looking for this thing, that they need help to avoid procrastination. There are levels of procrastinations. If we divide it in four, first one are known procrastinators, like does work earlier. Second one are Sunday night slackers, like slack all weekends and they decide to do it on Sundays or weekends. Third one are super slackers, like 2-month projects, essay, labs, etc. all in one night. They believe and they just do it. They feel that they always be doing like this. And fourth one is master procrastinator, like still procrastinating after deadlines. So we have to decide that where we are. So and need not to be pessimistic. Wherever we are, if we are at level 4, we can jump to level 1. If once we decide and we think of it that this one day which we are having equals to 1000 days which we have lived earlier. So we have to put an effort, because if once we will decide through our thought process, then it will give us energy, and with that energy, the hormonal secretions, the determination which we will get will definitely leads us to a righteous path. These are the basic areas where youngsters at present is astray. Like his mind is keep on moving around the social media, this virtual world. For all the purposes, he somehow feels himself comfortable in this area only, because in this virtual world he actually gets what he wants. Like it is his or her supposition, but it is not correct. Like the art and habit of delaying something in procrastination is like time for a smoke, but work can wait. The time for a drink, work can wait. Time for a nap, and work can wait. And time for like work can wait, like anything. You can fill in the blank. Like time for play, but work can wait. So this work can always wait is actually the biggest problem. And this is how an array of procrastinators is accumulating. Like you can see another way of it, like the lab report due tomorrow hasn't started, but Vijay somewhere watching movies, playing games. Online quiz in 2 minutes, like he is going to do it in 2 minutes, but right now he is playing video game. Like physics midterm in 15 minutes, like after 15 minutes definitely he will start studying. You can think of it, the way he is involved in this video game. Like presentation in an hour, hasn't prepared, but well, yes, we'll do it. So this is how a group of 4 people sitting together, everyone is procrastinator, but supporting each and everyone in procrastination. And if you will talk with them of doing just opposite, so everyone will forget their friendship and they can say that no one listens to me. How can I ask tell him or ask him to do these things this way, that way. But in procrastination ground, they are all together. A day in the life of procrastinator is like this. At 10 a.m. is just lull about. At 11 a.m. like diddling, dangling. At 1 p.m. just lingering. And at 5 p.m. again lolly again. At 7 p.m. feeling again mosey. At 10 p.m. go off the bedroom around watching television, movies, and then again. So actually the whole day passes like this, and he is actually having nothing to do because no targets, no identifies area of working. So the life is going on like this. These are the some important points which actually makes procrastinator. It is not always the case that it is negative. It can be positive. Like one who is crisis maker, like who can say that I feel that I work best under pressure. So he invites actually procrastination. Defier. Many tasks seems like an unfair or unnecessary use of my time and energy. So he keeps on living, and one day comes when he have to. He find himself as a procrastinator, and he have to complete the task. Overdoer. Like I find it difficult to prioritize and say no to other demands on my time. So like everyone is giving his work and he is saying yes, 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 not able to prioritize, and again procrastination happens. Dreamer. Abstract thoughts are more pleasant to think about than the real life actions that need to be taken. Like dreamer is dreaming that I will do it like this, I will do it like that, but at present doing nothing. Perfectionist. I often find it difficult to begin a task because the thought of getting every detail perfect is overwhelming. This is something which is very, very dangerous. Like things are in front of you, you are not starting, you want to do the things perfect. Like worrier. Like many tasks seems risky or unnecessary, that is why not starting. So these are the cases. And a field guide to procrastinator says that there are different types, varieties of procrastinators. Like one is the cleaner. He decides that I will do it. I will clean the whole pressure, whole stress at once, but the time don't come. The panicker, like keeps on accumulating the task, but don't do it, take tension, be in panic. The list maker, like I shall make a list, making a list, correcting a list, making a list, collecting a list, and to keep on doing it. The napper, who don't think of anything, he takes sleep. The side trigger, like he thinks of doing the things sometimes, but sometimes not. The social sharer, like feeling something like, oh, I have to complete my work, so go search some wallpapers, put it somewhere, and just in virtual world give himself a satisfaction that yes, I did something, but did nothing. The internet searcher, like the video, like doing anything and finding the way that if he is not watching a movie, even he will relate it with research that oh, I am just watching this movie because I have got a content related to my research, but doing nothing. The snackers, like just wanted to eat things before reading, and just always eating. The gamer, I will just do it after playing this game. Happened. He is just keep on gaming. The watcher, keep on watching television, not doing anything. The delegator, like who delegates the task, you do this, you do that, and in himself not doing anything. The perpetual, like finding a way, like in next 30 minutes I will do this, in next 1 hour I will do this, in next 5 days I will do this. But one thing the learning which I can share is that at present moment your mentality about any task, whatever it is, will remain constant till the end of the task. If today you left it, after 1 year even you will find that you are at the same place, same condition, same piece of paper, same one line written, and then you will feel that you have wasted a very, very important resource of your life, time. So very simple option, procrastinate now and panic later, because the work will pile up and it will give you panic. Be prepared for the panic if you are procrastinating now. So it's time for change. You have to make a very big change in your life if you want to move further. Beat procrastination now. You have to decide it, you have to determine it, that you have to beat it now. So how to stop procrastinating? So first thing you have to decide it, I am not doing shit today. This is mission accomplished. Like anything which is shit, why you are doing it? So first determination that I am not doing shit today. That's it. This first attitude of determination will move you further. Like how to focus? The thing which you need is 95% of people say they struggle to focus, and this focus actually leads towards this like not attention on the task and just procrastinating. Keep food at your desk, turn off the phone, get a good chair, time yourself, shut off everything, like clear your desk, Put on earphones, classical music, or like listen to any music. Make a list, and if you focus, you will definitely get something very get fulfilled, and this will make a frame of your goal, and you have to keep it in front of your eyes, and this way you can focus. Always keep your goal, your target in front of your eyes. And now the thing comes, life for a day is of 24 hours, and if you want to manage it, so you have to manage it like this. Here you can see the way a person has made a circle, and in this pie chart he has actually, using colors, he has decided that the 24 hours which I have got, like 8 to 3:30 I will give to sleep, then 3:30 to 7, like it is my personal creative time, then further work creative time, then further work routine time, then further personal routine or anything others. So it actually feels better. Maybe there is a reason behind early to get, early to rise. Like early to bed, early to rise actually gives you this way of working, where you are logically actually depicting, like you are working on yourself a lot of times, how I am managing my 24 hours. This is how you can do your personal performance evaluation. Like your future plans are here, your current performance level is here, the historical performance is here, and the time is running at lightning fast speed, and now you have to decide what you have to do, how you have to do, when, where, why you have to do. There is a POSIX method which actually talks of helping people who are not managing their time. It is like prioritize. Firstly, prioritize what work you have to do, then organize, like how you have to work it, then streamline, like in life up now what, how you are going to start it. Now economize, like if you can invest only 5 minutes in completing that work, don't give that work 20 minutes. Economize and contribute. At the end, when you will finish it, this POSIX method will definitely give you a way of getting rid of the wastage of time. This is a time management matrix, which in itself says that various axes talks of important and urgent. These are the crises and emergencies which need to be done. The quadrant 1, that important and not urgent, like prevention, planning and improvement. This can be done a bit later. Another crisis, another quadrant is not important and urgent. These are the interruptions which you have to decide that whether you have to do it or not. Not important and not urgent, these are the time wasters, and you have to identify it in this quadrant 4. The time management strategies further talks of important, not urgent, like this also, where you can see that crisis, pressing problems, deadline driven project meeting, presentations, they need to be done at the first time. Important and urgent, like you have to actually decide how you have to work. So you have to, these are the areas in which you can make quadrants. You can decide that how you are going to work it. Important, urgent, important, not urgent, not important, urgent, not important, not urgent. These are the areas in quadrants. You can decide your work, and then you can prioritize them, you can work. Get things done is the main target, like focus, avoid perfectionism. It doesn't mean that you need to be perfect, but don't stuck to that. Update the new work, the way you work, and realistic expectations, and set limits, and finish the work in time. You have to press the key now or later, now or later. Every moment you do anything, you see anything, you are pressing a key later, then you are a procrastinator. But if you are doing it now, you will do it, do it, do it, do it now. So the best way to get something done is to begin. This is what a triggering thought which everyone must keep in his mind, that the best way to get something done is to begin. Actually, we think a lot, we think of walking miles, but we don't take the first step. So we have to take the first step, we have to begin. The reasons of overcoming, like what are the ways to overcome procrastination? Like write down a list of all projects you have put off, prioritize them by date you need to have them completed, decide what needs to be done first and do it. Dividing a big project to manageable parts and tackle one day. Get a timer and set for 15 minutes to focus. Get someone to help you get started. To start is very difficult, and once you start, continuation is difficult, but you have to keep on doing it. Find an accountable partner and report your progress. Make a game out of it and have fun. Celebrate progress and keep going. Set a fake deadline before the actual one. This is very, very important. Like the actual deadline, if you will keep on waiting for that actual deadline, you will definitely go to that area where you are very much close to the original deadline. But you can make a fake deadline, and from that fake deadline actually you can get your work done in time. Like you have to complete that work in 30th of July, so make a deadline of 15 July. So 15 days earlier you can trigger your hormones and you can work effectively. Keep calm and don't procrastinate. Like when we talk about time management, one thing which I would like to mention is we have to literally the stress management and time management together, because if you are not doing time management, stress will come. So stress and time management works together. Now if someone asks you a question, when to do, today, tomorrow or never, you have to ask, you have to reply that today I am going to do it. Early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy and wise. We all learnt it, we all remember this rhyme, but do we practice it? We have to practice it, and this is why I am doing this self-talk. If we find our time, that how much time we invest in various things. So for work, for sleep, for family, for cooking, social media, friends, exercise, this is an ideal way. In percentage you can divide your life like this. When we talk about procrastinator workers or rusters, so these rusters are like these things. You have to actually do time management. You have to think of your study environment. You have to eliminate distractions. You have to dealing with setbackers. You have to prioritize your goals, break projects down into chunks, and watch your thoughts. This is very important. Every time, whenever your mind says that I am a loser, avoid this thought. I can't do this, avoid this thought. It's too hard, avoid this thought. You have to think positive. I am a champion. I am focused and making progress. I can do this. This is very important. The principles of best use of time or time management. Like you have to think of your financial goals, because this is the world which is running behind finance. So you can relate the things with it, whether you are earning or not. Do most important work first. Learn and perform multitask at one time. Learn and practice delegation. And there are two principles. Like first is the Pareto's 80-20 rules. Our 80% time is spent in achieving only 20% output. So we have to think of it. Another thing, understanding and following Parkinson's rule. If we plan to work more in less time, the time will expand and you can finish off the work in that time slot. So sometimes we look at it in different way. Like works fills to the time available. If the work can be done in 2 minutes and you have given it for 7 days, so it will go like this. In 7 days the work will not complete. But in other way, if you plan to do it in 1 minute, the work will shrink and it will come inside it. This is very important to understand. Where time management thing, wasters, the first thing which we need to address. If we identify our wasters, then we can manage our time. So the time management actually is something where we have to actually look into our own routine, our own way of working. We have to be fast, we have to have good choices, we have to supervise the things, we have to 5W1H questionnaire, we have to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant and time bound. We have to work on key issues, we have to communicate, we have to monitor, we must go for clarity, effectiveness, and we have to work on mind tools also. We have to make mind maps, speed of reading. So these are the things which we need to do in order to have a proper time management. And now it is dream it, plan it, work it and make it happen. It's time to prove yourself. So remember the sayings, that remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart. So always remember your death, because one day this life, this time will end, and then somewhere you have to give the report card. The very important thing saying by Steve Jobs, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinion drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuitions. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. And what Steve Jobs practiced and the learning from his life can be practiced in our life also, is that from the past 33 years I have looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? And whenever the answer has been no, for too many days in a row, I knew I needed to change something. So every day in the morning, you can question yourself, and then at the night you can take a report card and you can assess that our time is limited, time and tide waits for none, time is precious, so waste it wisely, and it's now or never. A single thought we have to keep in our mind, and we have to keep moving like this. If we will do like this, then definitely this will come into our life, and this self-talk will definitely lead me to a new way of living. And I definitely want that in coming days, when I will all again do this self-talk, I will find that yes, I've achieved something. Thank you everyone.